Hello YouTubers, it's Polly with True Natural Beauty. It's so good to be here and I'm so glad you tuned in with this video. I'm going to share with you today my personal health journey. Now let's get to it. So this is a pretty personal video, especially about my feelings about how I felt about the things that I went through. And a lot of people can relate to this stuff. It's nothing new. A whole bunch of people, as you just stream through YouTube, you find so many people that have struggled and later on reverse things naturally. So I want this to be an encouragement and a source of strength and support for you or anybody that you know that may be suffering through any kind of problems. In my case, in my case, it was related with my liver function, my thyroid, pancreas, digestive system, pretty much. And the way that it started is that I noticed like my acne started coming out and that I never really was used to having. And that was basically the whole start of it all, where I started figuring out what's going on with my body. Something's not right. And yeah, so beginning with my childhood, I ate a lot of processed foods, like frozen dinners, ice cream, hot dogs, a lot of junk food like brownies and the cheap ones, you know, that you get in the box. I had no sense of what it meant to have a healthy diet, not at all. We ate everything really bad. Ramen noodles, those saltine crackers, a whole bunch of like toxic chemicals in there, processed breads, you name it, you know what it is, like that, just that bad stuff you don't want to eat. And this persisted throughout my whole childhood and teenage years. So, and one thing that I noticed is that I had a lot of stomach problems as a kid. I had a lot of stomach problems and would get colds as well. So, like I said, that persisted throughout my teenage years. And so, by the time I graduated high school and it was transitioning into college, I had already had a job in my senior year. And when I was getting into college, I was, doing the two at the same time. So I started having more stress in my life. I was feeling overloaded, it was the first time I was in college. I was not really aware of what it would be like, and I was really, really overwhelmed. I would study a lot, like late at night. Aside from other responsibilities and time with family and friends, it was really hard, and I persisted in a really bad diet. I would take frozen dinners, microwavable things and the plastics. That's all. I like a lot of cooked foods. I hardly had it much raw things. Ate muffins, cookies, whatever I felt like, went to Wendy's since it was like right across the street from my college. That was just basically my lifestyle, like snacks and these processed little granola bars that you think they're healthy. So that just continued until I graduated college. I went to a trip to Nicaragua. It was for a mission trip with family, and during my stay there, the last day when I was gonna go home, I had got really sick. It was from the morning until the evening pretty much, and our flight was at the evening, so thankfully I got well like right before I got on the plane. It was horrible. I had I vomited, I had diarrhea, constipation, all at the same time. Like, just, it was all at me, and I never felt this bad in my entire life. I could not explain. I thought I was gonna die. Seriously, it was like dehydration, all, like everything. And come to find out, it was a parasite that I had caught some parasites. And at that time I didn't even know. I had no idea until later on I found out. So coming back home, as months went by, I started getting worse acne. I couldn't lose weight. I was having low blood sugar, low energy, brain fog, chronic fatigue. My periods were so irregular, and this wasn't something new. Honestly, it was something I've always struggled with, but this time it was like really to another level, to the point where my periods were just unbearable, and I had to be sent home early from work. I would have so much pain and nausea and diarrhea, and I even vomited, and I would just be laid out there, could not function whatsoever, no matter what remedy I tried. No matter if I tried to, like, kind of bring it down with some sort of nice tea, it was so bad with like migraines and everything. So and during this time I would bike to work, because I was trying to figure out, okay, maybe this means I just got to be healthier. Let me try to clean up my diet in a way that I know how. So honestly, not knowing nothing about the organic world, I knew nothing about reading labels and all this stuff. I was so ignorant. So to the best of my abilities, I just tried to eat more salads, fruits, vegetables. I biked. I cut out coffee because I started reading about periods and what can cause it. So they suggest cutting out caffeine temporarily, and eating more like spinach, iron-rich foods. So I try to incorporate what I was able to do. I was trying to treat the symptom. And so I was still eating non-organic processed foods, and trying my absolute best to just make a change and see if it would progressively get better. And so later on, I began dating my boyfriend, who is now my husband. And during this time, the changes in me were getting worse. My symptoms grew worse. I started even having more irritability, mood changes, and to the point I started seeing food sensitivities, which is something I was not used to. I started having a lot of food allergies and bloating and different things that I never experienced in the past. I started having chronic fatigue and adrenal fatigue, constipation, bloating, and so much more. And my acne was just really flaring out during this time, and I was really scared. I wasted money on Clearasil, like Mary Kay, Clear Proof kit, like acne kit, and a whole bunch of face washes and stuff. Like, I just wish I never did. I had no idea what to do. And so later on I get a blood test, since it was recommended that I should go to see a doctor and see how I'm doing. And so in the blood test, I tried to research every little thing. She said everything was okay, but from my knowledge, I tried to research the little meanings of, like, what are these white blood cells? What does it mean if you have low hemoglobin counts? And it was a sign of like low or weak immunity, and it showed that I had low blood sugar. And I said, okay, there's something dealing with this. And it was like talking about inflammation, like this chronic inflammation and infection. So I said, I was interested in finding out what that really meant. And so I became underweight eventually, later along the lines, and I just went spiraling downwards. I persistently had low blood sugar, and I started to go into a natural route where I threw out every toxic like shampoo, conditioners, and I just tried to get more into the natural. I ended up cutting out dairy, and I went to see a natural doctor, a holistic specialist, and he had me cut out gluten, legumes, rice, and pretty much did a GAPS diet, which consists of bone broth, like cooked vegetables, probiotic-rich foods like sauerkraut. And I was just on this thing, but it was like a progressive one, where just the week one you would eat only that, then you would start including foods as you go during the 30 days. And it was to be like to see where I was. He said if it didn't work, I was gonna have to get a blood test. So So basically I cut out corn, everything but just those things, and then I gradually like added it every week as it went by. But it didn't work. As soon as I started incorporating back the foods, I was getting the symptoms back again, and even, you know, it was still bad. So later on, he told me that I needed to get a blood test. So upon going to Boston for a moment, like in December, I was still really bad. So coming back, I said, you know what, I'm gonna take this GAPS diet serious. So I just went full on the whole month. I didn't touch or even like play around with anything that I could be sensitive to, and I just did it full blown. And boy, was it hard. Like I felt good, my digestive was getting better. I started having healthy bowel movements, which I was not used to. I was used to just straight up constipation, but I started getting some healthy bowel movements, and I noticed some changes. But then, like in the middle of the month, my energy just crashed. I was feeling so horrible, and it started returning back to like constipation. It was still really bad, but I ended up being able to lose more of this like really stubborn weight around my waist that I wasn't able to. And then after that, I said, you know, I started researching about vegan diet, and how many people when they've gone plant-based, they've increased their energy levels, and their acne is cleared up, their digestive system gets better. So just hearing and informing myself very like a lot more, I decided maybe it's something that I could try. I mean, I've tried so many things, and my health is just still out of control. So I ended up making the decision to become vegan in February. And thanks to my friend Kristen, shout out to you. Just a simple word of encouragement. She said you can do it. And I was really doubtful about it, but you know, just that simple word that I could do it, it really motivated me, and it helped me to say that it is possible. I can try it and do it. And so I did it. I jumped kind of quick to it, and I got a blood test. And this is where, from the holistic doctor, not the standard, you know, clinical, the way that the governmental system works, not with that medical lab results, but with the holistic doctor. He actually sat down with me, and I was just new into the vegan diet. This is when he sat down, and he actually showed me and exposed all the issues that was going on with me, and it showed up: liver dysfunction, thyroid dysfunction, gallbladder, pancreas dysfunction, parasitic infestation. And boy, it was pretty tough to hear all that, but you know, he just motivated me that things can get better through diet. And he told me that I should be on digestive enzymes, on probiotics, like probiotic supplements and probiotic foods. He's not really for the vegan diet, but he said, you know, to make sure that I get certain things from other foods, like alternative foods. So with iodine, I start using kelp, like as a way to get my iodine, since I had thyroid issues. So it's been like maybe six or 7 months now, and I've been doing great with that advice, and I'm still getting there. I actually did a colon cleanse. He told me to do a liver cleanse, so I did a liver cleanse with Global Healing Center, and also a colon cleanse way like before that with the same company, and it did wonders. I noticed like instant results, and just upon removing meat, I stopped having constipation, and like some of my side cheek acne just disappeared like completely. I don't get the same stubborn acne that just keeps returning in the same spot. My skin is a lot more clear, but I still have some minor flare-ups here and there, but I'm just gonna stay positive. And it is something that once your body has gone through such a a toxic overload and has suffered so much trauma, it's going to take a long while. It could take quite a while, and you just have to be patient and just hope for the best. So that's basically where I am today, as far as my health. And I have gained weight, thankfully. I now weigh 112. I've been doing weight training and boot camp, so, and eating a lot more food. I've done a meal plan, a vegan meal plan on my own too. And now I'm also studying to become a certified personal trainer. So all of these things just really helped me and encouraged me to do this for a living, to help improve the lives of other people, and it's a passion of mine. That's the real reason why I share all these videos with you guys, because I love to share the truth about health. So for now, I am supplementing with B12 spray, obviously just pure vegan stuff, and a multivitamin, also L-glutamine, and for now that's what I'm doing, and it's helping, and I will keep you updated in the future for how things are going. Hopefully this has been something encouraging and helpful for you to hear. So that's where I am right now. And this upcoming month I'm going to do a raw food cleanse where I can try to improve my digestive health with restoring the gut flora, incorporating a lot more enzyme-rich and raw foods to help stimulate the pancreatic enzyme function, and just basically trying to get my digestive system reset. So I'm gonna do that, and I will post a video about how that goes. Keep posted for now for the future videos that I will post, and hit the like button if you really like this video or if it's been really helpful to you, and share to any of your friends or family if you'd like to. Thank you so much.